In the television series, the outcome of Peggy's baby boy remained uncertain at first, but later the show gave a clearer explanation regarding his fate. Uh, Primarily, Peggy's storyline in was an inspiring narrative about a determined woman overcoming obstacles in a predominantly male environment. Uh, she moved from the typing pool to the creative department and consistently asserted herself, eventually earning her place at the table. Peggy's rapid ascent was so impressive that it made Joan feel envious. And apart from the various complexities in Peggy's personality, she experienced a tumultuous love life filled with office romances and deceitful engagements. Uh, for relationships were marked by deep ambivalence. She struggled with her domineering mother, critical sister, and volatile partner Pete Campbell, the father of her child from the early seasons of Mad Men. Um, a significant aspect of Peggy's character revolves around the lingering guilt she carries after giving up her baby for adoption. But where did that baby ultimately go? And in Mad Men season one, Peggy gives birth to a son, fathered by Pete Campbell. Um, Peggy doesn't realize she's pregnant until she goes to a doctor with a stomach ache. In the final episode of the first season of Mad Men, titled The Wheel, episode 13, Peggy's diligent efforts to showcase her creativity culminate in success with her heartfelt, family oriented pitch for the carousel. Dawn impresses the Kodak executives and elevates Peggy to the position of junior copywriter, granting her a semi private office space. But even yet, the same major dial Hopper is lighting and certain research Paris. However, her joy is swiftly cut short as she suddenly falls ill with a severe stomach ache, necessitating an immediate trip to the hospital. When Peggy goes to see a doctor, she's taken aback to discover that her nausea is due to an unexpected pregnancy, hidden and originated during her affair with Pete. Uh, uh, Ironically, Pete would later struggle to conceive with his own wife uh, in the doctor's office. Peggy gives birth to a healthy baby boy. Uh, However, when the midwife presents the child to her, uh, Peggy declines to accept him. Uh, she turns away from him and denies his presence as she isn't prepared to be a mother yet. Uh, Between seasons one and two, Peggy gives up the baby for adoption. When season two starts, the baby is gone. In the gap between seasons one and two, it's suggested, although not explicitly shown, that Peggy made the difficult decision to give her baby up for adoption. When the series resumes in season two, episode one, titled For Those Who Think Young, we notice that Peggy has returned to work after a 3-month absence and appears very significantly thinner. This weight loss is a consequence of the unforeseen childbirth. And as the story unfolds, it's revealed that she was away for 3 months due to the emotional turmoil of she experienced following the adoption process. Mad Men hinted Peggy's sister might be raising her baby with an ambiguous scene in her sister's kid's bedroom. And then I would not read anything in that many in that information that was so. In the TV show, it was strongly suggested that Peggy had given her child up for adoption, as she wasn't seen raising him. However, the series didn't immediately disclose what became of the baby. An obscure scene in season two, episode two, titled Flight One, hinted at a possible adoption by Peggy's sister. During dinner with her mother and sister in their Brooklyn apartment, Peggy's mother tried unsuccessfully to persuade her to attend Mass on Sundays, while her sister subtly suggested the state of New York deemed Peggy mentally unfit. As Peggy prepares to step out of the apartment, her sister suggests she should bid goodnight to the children. Um, with a hint of unease, Peggy peeks into the bedroom where her sister's kids are sleeping. Her family consists of three children, the youngest being an infant. Uh, there have been rumors that the baby might be Peggy's, as he was raised by her sister. Um, this ambiguity is intentional, as the scene aims to spark curiosity about their relationship. Um, However, the scene does not provide a clear answer, despite the older kids attempting to engage with her. Peggy remains silent and hurries out almost instantly. Whether it's Peggy's baby or not, the point of the scene is the same. Either way, her reluctance to see the kids highlights her guilt over abandoning her own child, in essence, regardless of whether the baby in Peggy's sister's apartment is the one she gave up or not. The underlying message remains consistent. Uh, Peggy's hesitation to enter the children's room and her evident discomfort around them suggests her guilt over giving away her own child. Um, Upon seeing the baby in the crib, it instantly triggers a memory of the one she relinquished. Her sister is aware of this. That's why she encourages Peggy to say goodnight to the kids. It's her way of needling Peggy. Mad Men eventually confirmed that Peggy's sister's baby was her own, and Peggy's was adopted by another family. She tells Stan he's with a family somewhere. In due time, I allow viewers to ponder the fate of Peggy's baby. And in the 11th episode of season 7, titled Time and Life, unveiled the answer 7-6. It's quite typical for TV series to delve into lingering questions and unresolved mysteries during their final seasons and offer a conclusive resolution. The Shorts has made a comeback in the final season of the origins of the smoke monster, to some extent, were explained in the final season of, and then the final season of, finally disclosed what became of Peggy's baby. Uh, Peggy found it necessary to share the burden of her guilt with Stan, so she confided in him about the child she placed up for adoption, and she explained to Stan he's living with another family somewhere. And so she further clarified that she didn't know which family or where they were raising him, but assured him I cared deeply about what happened. Uh, it is important to note that the baby in Peggy's sister's apartment was her sister's own biological child, while the child Peggy gave birth to was adopted by a completely different family who may not even reside in New York. And Peggy didn't have the chance to change her mind about placing the baby for adoption since she wasn't prepared for motherhood due to her unexpected pregnancy and youthful career aspirations. Uh, Despite this, the series Mad Men portrayed that Peggy felt deep guilt after giving up the baby for adoption.